Hi, and welcome to the Snooze Strategists. This is the show where we share with you how to be a more focused, rested, and productive leader by providing strategies to manage your energy levels through better sleep. I'm Alex Young, a tech entrepreneur and corporate innovator with over 20 years worth of experience building digital products and advising startup founders. And I love my fish tanks filled with cherry shrimp, rainbow fish, and guppies, not all in the same tank.
And I'm Ashen, a nerd and an innovator with over 10 years of experience working in hospitals, leading research, and advising emerging sleep ventures.
Hey, Ashen, let's do something a little bit different this time. I've got my own challenges when it comes to sleep and have in the past. And we thought, it might be a little bit fun if I share with you, and you have not seen this before. You actually don't have any idea about my own sleep routines. And, you know that, I've got a day job, but I also try and do quite a bit on the side when it comes to startup work, evaluating or setting something up, as well as being on, a board, as well as trying to write a book and many other bits and pieces. So, I like to keep my time filled. You also know I've got other hobbies and I've got 2 young kids. So the expectation is I don't have a lot of time, but I seem to be doing a lot. So what I'm going to do is I've written down my routine, my typical weekday routine. I'll reveal that to you. I'll sort of talk you through it. I'd love to get your take on what you're seeing, which stands out as a plus or a minus to my own level of sleep. Obviously, my goal is to be more productive. I like to do a lot. I want to get a lot done, but I don't want to get it done in a manner that means I'm slow or dragging my feet or, wasting time. So
I'm getting a bit anxious now. I've never seen your work or sleep routine, and actually, I was curious what's going on behind the screen. Let's see.
Cool. All right. Oops. I revealed yours. So we'll start with me first.
Yeah.
I've got a day job, so usually we clock off at 5. Now, depending on the day, I will do work longer, but let's say typically I finish my day at 5. I'm working from home 4 days a week usually, which is great because I'm at home and the kids are at home usually at that time, so I can help out straight away. But otherwise, if I am in the city, it's about a 1-hour transit from walking to the bus stop, getting on the bus, getting home, walking to the house, that sort of thing. Dinner time is about 6 o'clock, and then by 7, I love to spend time with the kids. I always want to do something with them, and they want to do something with me. So we do play around and get them into the shower. 8 o'clock was supposed to be their bedtime, but usually it's a bit of reading books, telling them to brush their teeth and mucking around. I've got 2 boys, one's 7, one's 9. The 9-year-old's great in terms of putting himself to sleep. The other one still likes me or his mum to put him to sleep. So we alternate. So it's like one night I'm in bed with him, next night his mum's in bed with him, and we alternate. So by the time it's 9, everyone's asleep. And then that begins my free time to actually get something done. And get something done could be anything from one of my hobbies. It could be just watching YouTube. It could be doing something with the fish tanks, although usually I don't do anything with them at nighttime. I could be painting some scale models, or usually I'm doing some work on a startup or doing some educational work. So doing some study, could be reading. Usually it's in front of a screen. Usually, whether it's this screen, the computer, whether it's an iPad or my phone, it's a screen, which leads me down to about midnight. And that free time of 3 hours each night is, it's a little bit of work and then a little bit of let's just zone out watching something on the screen. Bedtime is about 12. Yes, I could make it earlier. I guess that's the discussion to have. But usually I hit the sack at midnight and then pop up again at around 7 once the kids are awake, and it's into the morning routine. Feed them,
Yeah.
change them, chase them, all that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, look, this is quite reasonable, to be honest. And looking at this, I can say, make few comments, or I can make some suggestions, but at the end of the day, we have to be realistic, right? If you look at some of the if you Google or tips to help with my sleep, you will get pages and pages of instructions, but how practical that is in real life, especially for someone like you who's got hobbies, obviously got kids and the family, your side hustles and work on top. Things I like about this, when you finish your day job, if you're coming home, it's good to get that sunlight around 5 that time to tell your body still it's daytime. So I think I like the fact that if you're transiting in that 1 hour, getting a bit of sunlight outside, that's good for your sleep.
Yep.
Then I guess dinner time, that's reasonable time once again. Depending on, some people might start feeling hungry if you have your dinner a bit too early and you go to sleep. Sometimes either you wake up hungry, or by the time you go to sleep, you can probably get a bit of hungry. That can disrupt your sleep a bit, but it's very subjective. If you don't have that trouble, I think that part's great. I think playing with kids, that part, it's something for you to disconnect from your, I guess, daytime life of you, and I think it's a good boundary for you. If you have trouble sleeping, or if you don't really fall asleep as quickly as you would like, I would push the shower time all the way down to the.
Can I just say that
Yeah.
with what you can see here,
Yeah.
I would say I don't have a problem sleeping.
Yeah.
I can do this and have been doing this for years.
Yeah.
And I can sleep. But
Yeah.
it's the problem is when you wake up and crashing too early during the day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think looking at this, you're night owl. You probably are more active during night. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you should complement that rather than you try become accustomed to, or get like change into a daytime person. So going to sleep at 12, that's fine. Or even if you want to push it tad more, that's okay. But if you can wake up a bit later than 7, ideally, if you go to sleep at 12 midnight, I would try to wake up around 7:30 a.m. to give you just over 7 hours of sleep. There's a lot of research suggesting 7 to 9 hours, that ideal amount of sleep. When you just have 7 hours in like this in here, you don't get 7, you get less than 7 most of the time. So I would push it from the morning, because you're not a morning person anyway. And if it allows with the kids and the family time, I would try to wake up around 7:30 or closer to 8. I think that would make your daytime functioning a lot better. And that extra half an hour or 45 minutes, if you can get that will definitely make you more alert, and you will have a lot of energy, so you wouldn't crash during the day. So for 45 minutes, you would probably get a lot bigger return in terms of the energy and the performance. So that's probably one thing, if I can do. Yeah.
Could I alternatively take a nap after lunch for about 20 minutes? Is that the answer?
So you can, but no, because the way sleep works, usually you need one big chunk of sleep, and then a nap can help with your energy during the day. So if you can make that big chunk a bit longer, from let's say 7 to 7.5 hours, because it's how this like sleep cycles work. You cycle through different stages, and overnight you get about 4 or 5 sleep cycles with different stages of sleep. Towards the end of the night, you get this sleep called REM sleep, which probably have heard of it. That plays a critical role in kind of emotional regulation, a lot of like cognitive side of things, a lot of things happening in that particular stage, and that happens in the morning. So if you can push that this time a bit to, let's say, 7:30, I think it will really improve with your focus, alertness, management of stress. If you memory, if your your memory will probably improve it too as well. So I think that's the first change I would make.
Yep.
Based on this, and it's not practical to say don't use screens, the blue light. I think we did do an episode talking about blue light. If you use your laptop, I think a lot of the modern operating systems do have a kind of night mode or a mode to change the colors on the computer. So I would use something like that. Or if that's not something you want to keep changing or adjusting, I would get a blue light filtering goggle, not a glass, but it's a goggle which covers your like the vision, like every single thing. That can reduce the impact of the blue light that would stop you from like falling asleep and stuff.
Okay. Yep.
And some research suggests that sleep would be disrupted during the night if you constantly get kind of exposed to the blue light. So
Okay.
I think you should keep doing that, but that part will help to fall asleep quickly, and overnight you don't really have any impact on your sleep. I think otherwise to increase your energy in the morning, the morning sunlight really helps. And I guess chasing the kids and running around with kids or getting them to do things, probably a good way to start the day as well, because you're physically active, you're moving around to get them working out, get them change, get them to the breakfast table. And to be honest, not a bad way to start the day.
That's true. That does mean you're without exercising, you're exercising.
That's correct. Yeah.
But otherwise, we've got our puppy. So in the morning, my job is also to take him out for a walk. So that's one thing I need to keep on top of. And that's another way to try and get more sunlight before the day begins at work.
And another thing you can probably do around that closer to bedtime, because this free time, you probably focus on tasks to get things done quite a lot. So if you can add a winding down activity closer to 12, it will really help to get your brain to shut down. Because if you're working on your startup or actually focused on a puzzle or something, or to build a model, you probably have to focus a lot, do things. So whether it's a relaxation activity, mindfulness, meditation, that sort of thing in the last 10 minutes, I think that will definitely improve the quality of the sleep you get. So it's not necessarily we are focused on falling asleep, but kind of during the night, if you're cognitively, if you're shut down by the time you go to sleep, I think it will help to have higher quality.
That's a good idea. I quite often I find it, and there's been a challenge in the past, and I'm sure for many people who are quite busy, it is as well. The challenge of how do you stop thinking? It's like you're thinking, highly engaged, and then suddenly you lie down and it's not like that. You lie down and you're still thinking, which is why sometimes it's a watch the screen to exhaustion. But that's what you mentioned there, like some meditation or something else, something in between that sort of helps slow you down and maybe got your mind onto something else. I just started thinking about we've got this eye mask, which is electronic, and it sort of massages and has some heat and some quiet music, and I actually find that's quite good to sort of be a break between running around the house and then suddenly, even for a nap, it's good just sort of to break that sense of reality.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's good to have something in between, your sleep and whatever you're doing, have something in between will help you to transit quite well. And otherwise, I think it's a fairly reasonable sleep schedule you have there.
Cool. All right. Thank you. Thank you for being kind. Cool. All right. No, thanks for that. That was really fun, and it's good to see. And I've written down a few takeaways, and I'll add them to the description for the video. It's really good. So I will attempt to wake up half an hour. Actually, go to bed earlier half an hour because like there's a hard wake up because the kids
Yeah.
are up when they're up. I do use night mode on my phone, so I've actually got that on all the time. Too lazy to turn it off. But this winding down activity, I think that's missing because currently my wind down activity is the same as my entertainment activity. So I'll try those two things,
Yep.
increase by half an hour and a wind down activity. I'd love to share it with you how I go. And hopefully
Yeah.
you look at me and go, Alex, you seem so much more productive and energetic.
I'd definitely love to see that change. We'll see.
Cool. All right. Thanks for that. And for anyone that's got other questions and would like to ask us, feel free to post in the comments. But otherwise, thank you and like and subscribe.